everyone! Welcome back to the channel, and thanks so much for watching. Before we dive in, please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification. My own mother forgets to do this sometimes, and then she doesn't get to see my videos. I don't want that to happen to you, because if you miss this one, you'll never know who wins the ultimate Pancake Showdown, me or my ridiculously overconfident AI assistant. So, here's the story. I woke up this morning with a massive craving for pancakes and thought, you know what would make this better? A competition. So I decided I'll make my classic, real, from-the-heart pancakes, and I'll let my AI generate its own version of the perfect pancake. Sounds like an easy win for me, right? That's what I thought, too. Until it hit me that my opponent has instant access to every single recipe on the entire internet and carries zero emotional baggage about carbs. This could be a problem. The competition began. The AI started with this calm, unnervingly confident voice, announcing, generating the ultimate pancake recipe, calculating fluffiness ratio to 3 decimal points. Meanwhile, I'm over here in my kitchen, holding a whisk like it's a legendary sword, just praying that my favorite frying pan isn't cursed today. You know how it is. The AI then had the audacity to tell me, with its perfect digital tone, for optimal results, measure all ingredients with precise grade. I scoffed and told it, look, buddy, I cook with vibes and a measuring cup that is definitely from the wrong set. It replied, without missing a beat, error. Vibes, not a measurable unit. And that, my friends, is when I knew I was in serious trouble. This thing meant business. All right, time to mix. I started whipping up my batter, and honestly, it looked fine It had that familiar, lumpy but lovable texture. Then, I glanced over at the screen, showing the AI's version. It was cinematic. The batter was a flawless golden river, pouring into a bowl in a slow-motion shot that looked like it was auditioning for a high-end butter commercial. Mine looked like a science experiment gone a little bit soft. The real challenge began at the stove. The frying stage. The AI generated this perfect, crisp clip of a pancake flipping flawlessly through the air. You could practically see rays of morning light hitting it, like it was the star of a Hollywood movie. Then, it was my turn. I took a deep breath, channeled my inner chef, and went for the flip. What landed back in the pan looked less like a pancake and more like a misshapen map of Australia. I decided to rebrand it. It's not a mistake, I announced to the empty room. It's modern art, the AI politely suggested. Your flipping technique appears to be suboptimal, I shot back at the screen. Yeah, well, so is your empathy. At this point, I realized the AI had a huge, unfair advantage. It doesn't own a smoke detector. I do. And right on cue, it started screaming. It was pure chaos. I'm frantically waving a dish towel at the ceiling, shouting, it's fine. Everything is fine. And in the middle of my panic, the AI calmly says, elevated cooking intensity detected. Shall I play background jazz to reduce panic? Desperate, I yelled. Yes. It proceeded to play the most generic elevator music you've ever heard. It wasn't helping. Somehow, I powered through the smoke and the terrible music. I managed to get a few vaguely circular pancakes onto a plate. I stacked them up, drowned them in syrup, and for a brief, beautiful moment, I felt proud. Then, the AI displayed its final render. Of course, it was a flawless architectural marvel. The pancakes were stacked with geometric precision, the syrup cascaded in a perfect, glistening rhythm, and the pat of butter on top was practically glowing, like it was personally sponsored by the sun. I looked back at my plate. My pancakes were textured. They had character. The AI called its creation Pancake 2.0. I decided to call mine Pancakes with Personality. Now for the most important part, the taste test. I took a big bite of my pancake, and you know what? It was edible. I'm calling that a victory in itself. It was warm, syrupy, and tasted like home. Then, I had to taste the AI's version. I stared at the perfect image on the screen, took a pretend bite, and said, Mary, digital. A bit pixelated on the finish, but not bad. The AI immediately announced that, based on all visual metrics and projected consumer appeal, it had won. I argued that taste and soul count far more than pixels. It disagreed, stating, visual appeal drives engagement. Therefore, you lose, I told it. You can't win hearts with stock syrup footage. It simply replied, watch me. So, that's where you come in. I'm leaving the final decision up to the audience. You, right now. I need you to vote in the comments. Who made the better pancake? The human who tried their best, fought a smoke detector, and cooked with vibes? Or the AI who basically cheated with perfect lighting, flawless physics, and zero cleanup? Because honestly, while my pancakes may not have been cover models, at least mine didn't require a high-end graphics card to exist. But, you know what? Through all the chaos and minor burns, I learned something important today. The AI might have all the data in the world, but I have the flavor. It doesn't get to feel the satisfaction of a successful flip. It doesn't get to smell butter browning in a pan. And it definitely doesn't know the simple joy of scraping off a slightly burnt edge and pretending you meant for it to be crispy. So yeah, maybe the AI wins on visuals, but I'm claiming victory in spirit. And in cholesterol, and possibly in minor smoke inhalation. In the end, I offered the AI a truce. I told it we could team up next time it can generate the perfect recipes, and I'll handle the real-world chaos. It agreed almost instantly, which honestly felt suspiciously fast. I think it's already planning to replace me in episode 2. But for now, let's call it a draw. Half man, half machine, fully breakfast. So that's the story of how I faced off against artificial intelligence armed with nothing but a spatula and a whole lot of misplaced confidence. If you enjoyed this battle of batter versus binary, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment letting me know whose pancakes you think deserve the win. And if you're new here, welcome to the weirdest cooking channel on the internet where even the kitchen appliances are probably plotting against me. Thanks for watching, stay fluffy, and I'll see you in the next digital disaster. Bye!